or not, the idea that you come together to think about the needs of others in a community in a religious framework is very powerful, and it frames how you think about your responsibilities. Probably 98% of the women in the book had a religious orientation, regardless of whether they were gay or straight or black or white or rich or poor. So we're losing some of that in society, and we're seeing the greater accumulation of wealth by a smaller and smaller number. If we can't, as women, right now in America, decide that these trends are not congruent with a democratic past, where the enabling of the words in the Declaration to become real has been a constant effort of everybody over the years, our future doesn't look joyful. And I'm less worried about the economic and even the military transformations going forward than I am worried about these, may I say, spiritual and community transformations. We, as women, were the ones whom the nation's founders turned to when there wasn't any record of how to become a good democracy. Now we know pretty much what it takes. And a lot of us have been gloriously busy with careers, which I'm very much in favor of, but we've got to figure out what the real balancing act. It isn't work and family. It's really the individual and the community in the context of the greater good. I didn't say today, but I would say to you, remember, self-interest rightly understood. That means I understand that it is in my best interest to make sure that you and your children do as well as possible in life. No matter what you look like, no matter who you are, no matter where you came from, no matter what your educational health, whatever, it's in my best interest, that you do as well as possible. In a democracy, I know that you will have that same citizen inspiration toward me. And when you multiply all of that, you get this rich, thick, dynamic community. And that is where, as David's reminding me, social capital is nested. And economic capital arises out of that social capital. And we've got great opportunities now. We've got to make them happen as women, like those women did 230 years ago. Is it doable? Absolutely. But we have to be willing to say, I understand the problem, and I understand that women are going to be the point of the spear in getting the breakthrough to happen. Otherwise, we'll just keep muddling through. The founders said in text that very often, with ample opportunities to create wealth, some men, this is by men, not me, some men will have a tendency to become dangerously avaricious and greedy. Now, I know none of us know anyone like this. We've never read about anyone like this. But it is possible. And the notion of building virtue was to create a counterbalance to that problem. So wealth is wonderful, but it's got to be connected to the virtue of generosity and self-interest, rightly understood. So with all that we've done as women, we've got to become better preachers. Whatever your religion or non-religion is, we've got to believe in the greater good and in self-interest, rightly understood. Or our grandchildren will not have our country, our democracy available to them.
Thank you, Claire and David, for bringing these fascinating stories of women throughout history to life. We are committed to getting you out of here on time. We appreciate you waking up early with us today. I'm going to turn the microphone over to Diane Turner, our board chair, Leadership Council member, philanthropist, talented leader, and in her free time, she's the Associate Librarian for Human Resources and Organizational Development at Yale University, and she'll give us the closing remarks.
Thank you. I'm certainly not going to keep you. Claire, David, thank you so much for being here. We look forward to your books. They're on sale in the back. By all means, stop and get one and read it. Read it from cover to cover. You've been just a wonderful audience. We think that you've been so sweet, so we ask you to take the sweets that's on the table, share it with others if you'd like. I'd like for just the United Way staff to stand, who've just awesome group of folks who really understand the common good and the importance of doing that. So please, thank you so much. As well as the board of directors, those members who are here, please stand. Those on the board of United Way. Thank you. And finally, a huge, huge thank you to Marie, Linda, Jack, for leading this initiative. Outstanding. We hope that you will become a part of this initiative. I also call it this movement because there is so much to be done. The truck is just the beginning. The number of children that we fed last summer is just phenomenal. We can do more this summer. So please join this movement. Ask us about this pen. Become involved with us. Thank you again for coming, and look forward to hearing more from you. Good afternoon.
Please feel free to stop by the table.